How does a high powered London PR guru end up solving murders in the English countryside? Well, welcome to the wonderful, chaotic world of Agatha Raisin, played by Ashley Jensen. Some of you may recognize her from Ugly Betty, where she starred alongside Signed Seal Delivered star Eric Mabus. I decided since Hallmark has been giving us many new mysteries lately, I would share some other fun mysteries that sleuthers I know you'll enjoy. First up, Agatha Raisin. Agatha Raisin is adapted from the cozy mystery book series created by MC Beaton. There's 20 episodes of Agatha Raisin spread out over 4 seasons on Acorn. If you don't have Acorn, it's a great streaming platform with a bunch of other cozy mysteries like Harry Wild, Midsummer Murders, My Life is Murder, plus a whole lot more others that I promise you'll like. And Acorn, it's $8.99 a month, which offers a 7-day free trial, which is plenty long enough to binge Agatha Raisin. But it's Amazon Prime Days right now, and you can get 2 months for $2. Same deal for Hallmark Plus, by the way. Okay, enough shop talk. Let's talk Agatha. Agatha Raisin's a sharp-tongued, middle-aged PR executive who retires early to the quaint, fictional English village Carsley in the Cotswolds, only to find herself constantly entangled in local murders. She's brash, she's vain, she's witty, and often, quite hilariously, out of step with the real life. But her nosy nature and surprising intuition make her a tenacious amateur sleuth. Are you ready for my breakdown? Then let's go. Season 1 of Agatha Raisin threw us headfirst into the Cotswolds, introducing us to a village full of secrets, quirky characters, and a woman who just can't help but find trouble. But which episodes were masterpieces of cozy crime and which ones fell a little flat? That's what I'm here to tell you. I'm ranking every single mystery, all 9 of them, from a poisoned quiche all the way to a wedding day disaster, because that's what I do. I do the hard stuff so you can just sit back and enjoy the best cozy mysteries. And you'll have to stick around to the end because my number one pick for those of you that have seen the series, I think it's going to surprise you. Pour yourself a cuppa. That's what Agatha does. She doesn't do tea. And let's dive into the ultimate Agatha Raisin Season 1 ranking. Coming in at the bottom of my list is the 4th episode, The Wellspring of Death. In this one, Agatha is hired to do PR for a water company involving a local dispute over mineral rights. But the chairman of the parish council ends up dead, as someone always does. I didn't love the focus of this one on the corporate drama and the parish council politics. It felt a little strange departure from the personal village feuds that make the show so charming. While it was an interesting idea, the script felt a bit too dry and complex, and it lost a lot of the lighthearted fun that's at the core of the series. So, for straying a little too far from the cozy formula, The Wellsprings of Death lands at the bottom, ranked number 9. Just missing out on last place, my 8th ranked episode is the second of the series, The Walkers of Dembley. When a controversial rambler is murdered on the land of the dashing Sir Charles Frayth, Agatha convinces James Lacey to go undercover with her as a married couple to solve the case. Well, the fake marriage is typically a trope I love. This one, it just didn't hit for me. The plot provided some great comedy, and you got introduced to the wonderful Sir Charles, but the mystery itself, it just felt like an afterthought. Sometimes I can deal with it, not so much in this one. The episode focused so much on the character fun that the whodunit, it just got a bit lost in the shuffle, making it a memorable episode for character, but a weaker one for the central mystery. Claiming the 7th spot is The Day the Floods Came. The morning after a lavish wedding at Sir Charles's manor, a young bride is found dead in the river, still in her wedding gown. Agatha begins investigating and uncovers a flood of secrets among the wedding party. This episode is just so dramatic, and while the image of the bride in the water is haunting, the overall tone, it was just a little too grim for a cozy, yeah, call me a weakling, I don't know. But The investigation, with its huge cast of suspects and multiple twists, it also felt a little bit too convoluted. I love a red herring, but you just can't have too much. So it's a captivating case for sure, but it lacks the coziness and the humor that I look for in a top tier Agatha Raisin adventure. Ringing in at number six is Hell's Bells. Agatha joins the local bell ringer society, which I didn't know was a thing, but whatever, to get closer to the community. But when the group leader is found dead, what seems to be like a suicide is quickly revealed to be a murder. This is a solid, classic, cozy, mystery that knows exactly what it is. The plot, it's full of blackmail, it has some affairs, it has gossip. It's the perfect example of what this show's formula really is. It also gives a nice spotlight to the vicar's wife, Sarah Bloxby, and she is one of my absolute favorite characters in the entire series. But ultimately, it's good, but it's not great enough to rank any higher. Number five, The Vicious Vet. Agatha starts dating the handsome new village veterinarian, but her romance is cut short when he's found dead by a lethal dose of horse tranquilizer. This episode really dials up the tension, but in doing so, once again, it kind of loses a little of the chosiness charm, and that's what I'm here for. So the darker feel, while thrilling, it just strays from the village dynamic that I love. So the classic trope of the suspicious new love interest is used here, but it makes Agatha's judgment feel uncharacteristically poor, which can be frustrating to watch. I've officially made it to the top half of my list. The mysteries are getting a little trickier, the stakes are definitely getting higher. But before I go into number four, I want to hear from all of you. Which episode do you think was the best of the season? Let me know your pick in the comments below. Moving on. The next few episodes, they were close. I won't lie. It was almost impossible to decide on an order. So you'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. I went back and forth, back and forth. And you know what? This is where I ended up. So let's get back to the countdown. Past secrets come to the forefront at number four in the season finale, Murderous Marriage. On the day Agatha's wedding to James, sorry, spoiler, the ceremony is shockingly stopped by the arrival of her ex husband, Jimmy, who she had thought was dead a long time ago. When he actually turns up dead the next day, Agatha and James become the prime suspects. This episode was ambitious and explosive. While the personal stakes verged on the melodrama, the tension was gripping. It had to walk a fine line between cozy mystery and high stakes thriller, and for the most part, it succeeded, even if it lost a little bit of the lighthearted fun. My number three spot goes to The Potted Gardener. It's a story of horticultural backstabbing. We're at the annual Carsley Garden Competition, which of course Agatha resorts to, trying her usual shenanigans to win. It's rocked by sabotage and murder. Agatha has to dig for the clues. See what I did there? When James' girlfriend is found dead with her head planted in a pot. This episode is peak cozy. The rivalry over who has the most perfect garden is exactly the kind of low stakes, high drama conflict that this show thrives on. It's straightforward, it's charming, perfectly executed example of the classic village mystery that just makes this show so beloved. Quite frankly, I was expecting this to be my favorite when I started compiling my rankings, so that tells you just how good the next two are. And here it is, the one that started it all, landing at the number two spot, the pilot, the quiche of death. This episode is a full length movie. The rest of them are all like 44 minutes, easy to consume. But this one that kicks it off, it's an hour and 24 minutes, so buckle up, right? In this one, high powered PR guru Agatha Raisin, she retires to the fictional Cotswolds village, Carsley. So this is where we get introduced to this whole thing. And to fit in, she enters the local quiche baking competition with a store bought entry. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? But I did want to do a quiche competition. I make a pretty mean quiche, by the way. But moving on. And as you'd expect in a cozy, the plan goes horribly wrong when the judge dies from poison after eating her quiche. As an introduction to the world of Agatha Christie, this episode is utterly fantastic. Loved it. I was hooked after this one. So, you know, I got to meet Ashley Jensen, and she just is Agatha from the moment she appears on the screen. It perfectly establishes the show's formula. It gives the village of Carsley and the characters room to breathe. It's a brilliant start that's only beaten out by my top pick. And finally, my number one pick, the best mystery of season one, is Witch of Wickenhaden. Wickenhaden? I think it is. After a terrible hair salon disaster, Agatha escapes to what she thinks is a relaxing spa trip, but she accidentally books a paranormal weekend at a creepy castle. Fantastic. When a local witch is murdered, Agatha is pulled into the world of tarot cards and supernatural suspicion. This spooky gothic vibe was brilliant, and it stayed true to the show's cozy core, which it could have strayed from, but no, it was funny. It was a perfect cozy mystery. So putting Agatha in a haunted castle was an inspired choice. Normally, I like it when they stay in Carsley, but in this case, it just worked. This one would also be an excellent choice to rewatch on Halloween if you really want to get in that, proper spooky spirit. For taking a big creative risk and delivering a truly unique and memorable mystery, Witch of Wickenhaden is my number one choice. So there you have it. Every single mystery of Agatha Raisin's first season is ranked. From the supernatural spooks to parish council politics, season one was a fantastic introduction to the world of Carsley. My top three, The Potted Gardener, The Quiche of Death, and The Spectacular Witch of Wickenhaden, really show off the best of what the series has to offer. Smart plotting, quirky characters, and a whole lot of charm and humor. Overall, season one did an incredible job of bringing MC Beaton's world to life, creating a lovable cast of quirky characters and a unique tone that is both sharp and heartfelt, and like I said, plenty of humor. What do you think of my list? Did I get it right? Am I completely off my rocker? Let me know your own rankings in the comments below. I'd love to debate it with you. I don't have Andrea here to fight with me on this one, so I need you, the viewers, to let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this little mystery breakdown, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe for more. Next week, we're diving into the next Private Eyes episode, I Do. And I can honestly say this may be the absolute craziest mystery I have ever seen. I cannot wait to share my thoughts about this one. And then we're going to move on to an education of murder. It's the Mystery 101 episode where we finally get Steve Basic. I have been saying, oh, this one's Steve Basic, this one's Steve Basic. Nope. Finally, we're getting Steve Basic in an education in murder. Thanks for watching, and keep sleuthing, my friends. This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark channel.